Hello, Pisces. Welcome to your reading of November the 19th through the 25th, 2023. My name is Dawn. You're listening to Dawn Williams Tarot. Thank you so much for finding your way to my channel. I hope that you will like and subscribe if you are new, and that you find this energy and these topics helpful to you in some way. For those of you returning, thank you so much. And I ask for abundance of blessings and good things to fall upon you. And I'm asking this angelic realms to bless you for supporting my work here and supporting their topics of conversation. How are you feeling? Did you work with your angel this last week? I would love to hear your comments about how that went for you. Today, I am pulling a card from the Spirit Animal Oracle deck, as well as I'm pulling a card from the Doreen Virtue's Angel Therapy Oracle deck, as I'm still working with the archangels through this month. We are still working through a lot of that Scorpio energy, which is the death and rebirth or transmutating energies, really going in and cleaning up and releasing, doing a lot of releasing, taking our steps up in our spiritual journey. I have witnessed, since I started doing these readings, I have witnessed big steps happening for some of these, for some of the signs on the collective. So I hope that you are one of them that have been taking your beautiful steps forward. And without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and just start your reading. As always, after I finish your reading, I will be doing your 5 main themes. So I hope you will stick through to the end. And your first card from the Spirit Animal Oracle is the Wolf Spirit. Turn knowledge into wisdom. So to me, this is kind of like the wisdom, knowledge. The knowledge would be like the energies of, wow, this is a really pretty card, Pisces. Number 67, Wolf Spirit. This may be a totem for some of you. I know that this has been a totem. Wolves have been a totem for me for a really long time. I really like them. I like the cat family too, though. Okay, so your angel therapy card is, your throat chakra. The angels are helping you lovingly speak your truth. Now, a few months back, one of the things that Spirit had us do was work on our throat chakra. I don't know if you were watching me during that time or not, but that is one of the areas that we were working through, was clearing the throat so that we could be able to speak our truth. But it looks as though the angels are now helping you with that throat chakra so that you can start speaking your truth, whatever that means for you. What a blessing. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull all of your cards. I've already shuffled these cards a bunch of times, but I'll shuffle them again so you know that I am not stacking the deck. Not that I would, but, you know, so you can see that I'm actually shuffling. What do our Pisces need to know for the week of November the 19th through the 25th, please, Spirit? I call on their angels, I call on their guides, their guardian angels, those beings that work with each and every one who would happen to come upon this video. What do they need to know at this time to get them through, to step into their highest and best path forward on this ascension process? Okay, so now I'm going to split your deck. And Spirit always asks me to split one more time. And now I'm going to pull your cards. Okay, so now that I've got your cards laid out, you do have two major arcana cards. I am going to ask, please, can we have clarifying cards for the cards laid out for Pisces that can give them clarification for what each of these messages may mean for them? Highest and best outcomes, please. Splitting the deck. Spirit always has me split in threes and then splits one more time. Clarifying cards. Interesting. This is really interesting, Pisces. Okay, this is really, really interesting. Okay, here we go. Trying to see if I see any of the cards that actually represent your energy. 8, 9, 10 of Cups. You are represented in the very center of your reading. Queen of Wands. And you are definitely represented. You're definitely represented here, Pisces. So this is going to be a strong message for you. So the first column of cards that I have for you are cards that are about this week. What are the energies that you're going to run into? Just free-flowing energy. The first thing that I see is the 9 of Swords. Okay. Now, the 9s have to do with progression and moving forward. This card, as you can see, this guy is completely bound up here. But he has all these swords. So technically, he could just cut himself away, you know, from this bondage. But the swords have to do with our thinking. And I feel as though this card is the card that is illuminating that there are a lot of thoughts going around in your head, Pisces. There's a lot of stuff spinning around in terms of how to respond to things. Like they just released last night, I believe it was. Today's Saturday. So they just released yesterday all the January 6th information, all of the videos. Well, probably not all of it. I think the speaker had stated that there will be more that is going to be forthcoming. And as you know, there's a ton of information out there. People are going to go through it with, you know, fine-tooth combs to find out what really happened during that time. But the reason why I'm bringing this subject up, it isn't because I'm trying to talk about politics, but I'm trying to talk about the levels of anxiety that are currently on the planet at this time, right? So we've had 2 wars. So we've got the Ukrainian war with Russia. Now we've got all the stuff that's going on in the Middle East. We have got all of our own battles here at home. We've got a border that's pretty much wide open. People are crossing over the border at 10,000 people a day, which is crazy. So there's all of these things on this higher third dimensional level that it seems as though is coming in and causing this anxiety for you. However, and the reason why I say it, I feel, is it's those things on a worldly basis is because your clarifying cards came in with the King of Pentacles, but also the World card. So it feels as though the things that are really bothering you is the things that are happening on the world stage. And that makes sense, right? So these could be things that are surfacing for us to look at. We're really finding that a lot of the things that we believed in, or a lot of things that we thought were truths, are now coming to light that they were not truths, that our governments have been holding back from us, not giving us the full picture. So there's a lot of dissension and a lot of uneasiness. So what is clarifying this card for you is this King of Pentacles. This is that self-made person. This person is an individual who is very comfortable in their own skin. Could be an older gentleman. It doesn't necessarily have to be gender specific, but the way that this card is represented is this is an older person. This is somebody who's been on the planet for a long time. They've created their wealth. They're quite generous. They have a big heart. They're very kind. They are very career oriented. So it could be somebody that at one point was very like a workaholic that really just wanted to get ahead, right? Because he wanted all this physical security here. And then that's followed by the World card. Now the World card does represent the world stage, right? But Pisces, this also represents completions. This is a positive ending to these situations. So the stuff that you're agonizing over, which could be sleepless nights. One of the suggestions that Spirit always tells me is before you go to sleep, if you've got things that are preventing you from sleeping, write down what those tasks, what those things are. What is it that is truly bothering you? That the only time you are able to actually look at them is when you're ready to go to sleep and to rest, which is disrupting your ability to heal, right? So it's very important to set yourself up in a position of being able to sleep through the night, and to be able to get the rest that you need. So your body goes into recovery mode. And the only way your body can do that is when you sleep. So when you get really sick, what do people do? They sleep and sleep and sleep and sleep because their body goes into repair mode. So the direction is write down those thoughts, put them on a piece of paper, put them beside your bed. Tell yourself, okay, I've written down all the stuff. I can pick up my pad that has all these thoughts that are preventing me from sleeping. I can pick those up tomorrow in the daytime when I can focus. Now my body needs sleep, okay? And I know it sounds like such a simple thing, but I've done this many times in my life and it does work, okay? But the thing that I did want to say is that those things that are outside of your control, that are the bigger picture, the only thing that can really help you, honestly, is to change your way of thinking about it. If there isn't a way for you to physically make a change on the planet, then the only thing you can do is change your reaction to whatever it is my thought. Now, your next steps have to do with this Two of Swords. To me, what this is telling me is that in a way, you're limiting the way that you're thinking, either black or white, yes or no, this way or that way, right? If you look at her body language is she's cutting off her heart in this position. She is blindfolded, so there are things that she's not completely seeing, that she's not completely aware of, that would give her bigger enlightenment as to next steps for her. But what I will say is that she can easily put those swords down, take off that blindfold, and see things a little bit more clearly. Really, where she wants to go, the story of this card, is there's an island back here, and that's where she ultimately wants to go. but she doesn't have, excuse me, any idea how to get there. So she's all bound up, right? However, in this situation, this has to do with your thoughts. So what this is saying is that whatever you are introduced to this week, or anything that comes to light in a way that has not been presented to you in a way that has made you become this staunch in your thinking, is to allow yourself to open your heart and to see things in a different way. These are the choices that you have, okay? Now, the other interesting thing about this card is it is being clarified by the Two of Cups and the Ace of Wands. So what that is telling us is you got those two twos there, and twos absolutely have to do with decisions and choices. So this person is looking at things in a very fixed, narrow way of thinking, right? Very closed off. No, her heart is crossed, so she's not really tapping into how she feels about it. She's looking at everything from her mind perspective. And this card is telling her, oh, no, no, no. You have the opportunity to look at this from your heart center as well. Cups have to do with the heart. So this card could represent a couple of things. In that, it could represent that two people are coming together that are of like mind because they come from the heart space. These are two people that are quite different from one another, because you can tell that they're different just by the way that they're dressed here. They come from two different camps, but they come together with the idea of coming together from a place of love, and they are coming together from a place of soulmates, really. So this is either a partnership, this is some kind of a love connection, this is coming from the heart space. So basically what it's saying is, if you were to lower down into your heart, you definitely be able to find a path forward. And you're also being offered this opportunity for inspiration, creativity, passion. Something's going to come in and just light you up, okay? And it's going to be quite positive. And I feel as though it's going to change kind of that Two of Swords kind of mentality, where it's either black or white. Like, it's really going to allow you to open up the way that you're thinking about things. Okay, so this next column has to do with obstacles, barriers, weaknesses, things that you may not be aware of that will be something that's going to present itself to you. And what's interesting is that, again, you've got this Ace of Wands. Now, you just had this Ace of Wands, so you've gotten this card twice. And basically what it is saying is that, yes, this is a new opportunity for you. However, as this is in your barrier or in your weakness position, you may have this opportunity come and you may not capture this opportunity, right? Or you may not see the opportunity for what it is. You may think, right? You may think it's one thing, but in reality, it's another, right? And it has to do with that limited thinking type of information that may be there. But again, this is a seed, this is a gift from God coming from the clouds going, I'm going to hand you this inspiration, and now you need to do something with it. As it's in your weakness or barrier position, it could very well be that you don't see this opportunity, or you do see the opportunity and you decide, no, I don't want to move forward with whatever this may be for you. That is clarified by this Eight of Cups and from this Page of Wands. So this Eight of Cups is a card of inner wound, inner feelings of sadness, or having to walk away from things that no longer serve you, right? That's what this card represents. As you can see, he's walking away. So things have led up to this point where you're at that point where you're either deciding, do I stay or do I go? Those are options. It could very well be it's either black or white, right? It has to do with this black or white, or it's yes or no, or you know what I mean? That way of thinking. But this card right here is a card of walking away from those things that no longer serve you. And as this is in your weakness position this week, it may very well be that you are looking at that possibility, but you don't take action on it yet. Like it could be coming in. Because it looks like you're waiting for information from this Page of Wands. You're looking for something that is going to inspire you, motivate you, push you, make you take some type of action, okay? So those are the things you're overcoming. And what is your strength? This is where it gets really interesting and surprising for me. So, you know, as a water sign, the cards that actually represent your energy is typically the Cups cards. However, another card that represents Pisces for whatever reason is the Queen of Wands, and that is in this row. So this is your strengths position. This first card is a major arcana, and it is the Death card. Now, first of all, don't freak out, because typically when the Death card does show up in a reading, it rarely means the death of a person or a death of someone that you love and know. And what it does symbolize is the death of a way of thinking, a death of a way of feeling, a death or an ending, and an ending, a completion of a cycle of your life. Okay. You do have this sword here, so it could very well represent, because this is a sickle, right? Could represent thought, but this beautiful white rose here does represent a new beginning. So the death of the old and the beginning of the new. Now, the interesting thing about this is when I first saw this card, when I was laying out the cards, and I saw this card, I thought, oh, you know, Pisces has graduated. Pisces has moved a step up. You've really done the work to complete some of those transitionary energies for this Scorpio energy that is for the month of November. So if you listen to my last reading for you, what I was saying was this was going to be a really interesting energetic month, because the whole month of November that is in the Scorpio energies is about death and rebirth, our transmuting or releasing the old that no longer serves us and starting something new. So I feel like this is what this is: death of the old you, and the birth of the new you, right? You're in the same body, but you've graduated. And it's accentuated by none other than the Queen of Wands, which represents your energy, but also your counterpart, the King of Wands, right? So this could be a union, could be you and your partner, your life partner. It could represent somebody new coming in for you. It could represent your divine counterpart, because remember that you also got this Two of Cups, and this does represent soul connections. This does represent love, deep love coming in. It's an introduction to new love, or it is solidifying an old love. Like if you've been with a person for a number of years, something's going to come in this week that is going to allow you to realize that your relationship has gone deeper than maybe what you have felt in the past. Okay, so that's what these represent, with your energy being this Queen of Wands and this energy of the King of Wands. This is very fiery energy. It's very take action energy. It's very inspirational. There's a lot of motivation in there. So I feel as though this is a very good reading for you so far. Now, the next column even kicks up just what I said, because this is your outcome, and you have the Lovers. So not only do you have the Lovers, but you also have the Two of Cups right here, right? So this is actually a big, it is very much a love energy that is flowing here. And so the Lovers has to do with romance. It does have to do with love. It does have to do with two individuals that are coming together, sharing that heart space. But this could be a partnership too. It's not limited just to romance. It could be a partnership coming in, meaning that you partner with another person, because that also emphasizes the energy in this card, right? So like, let's say you're going to start a business, but you need somebody that has the qualities that you don't have. So let's say you've got like all the thoughts and ideas, but you need somebody that knows how to run the back end, like do all of the taking into the money, doing the accounting, payroll, that kind of stuff, right? So that could very well be this marriage or this relationship, beautiful relationship that's coming in to be considered. The other thing that this card represents to me very strongly and always has to do with healthy boundaries. So as we're going into this Thanksgiving week, if you live here in the United States, a lot of times we don't have healthy boundaries with our own family members, right? We have family members who are bullies. We have the gamut, right? But there are those who it's very difficult to have distinct healthy boundaries. And I feel like this card right here is saying you are going to be stepping into that space this week. And the other thing that I found really interesting about your reading, so not only did you have those twos, the Two of Swords and the Two of Cups, but in this column, you have the Six of Swords and the Six of Cups. And the Six of Swords has to do with moving on to calmer shores. This is a rite of passage. Just like I was saying, whatever this Death card represents to you, whatever this old part of you that is now done and over with, and now you're creating a new, right? You're creating the new you. Whatever that represents for you, I feel as though you are being assisted and kind of directed in a direction that is going to be safer for you, is going to be much more comfortable for you. It's not going to be so tumultuous for you, because not only do you have this moving to calmer shores, but then you have this beautiful Six of Cups. And this Six of Cups has to do with kind of nostalgia, a time in your life where you may be looking back at your childhood and remembering when things were so much simpler for you. This could also be that you're around your siblings, around your family members, and you're talking about, oh, do you remember this time when, we went up the hill and we were, riding cardboard down the hill, on the hay hill, so that you could just go swooping, right? Or whatever it is that has great meaning for you is kind of this final card. But all in all, this looks like a really great reading. And the most thing that I want to say is not only are they working on your throat chakra, so you can say your piece, that you can create those clear boundaries, be able to speak your voice and be able to get others to understand where you are, what you're thinking, what you're feeling, right, with this. But you're also turning your knowledge into wisdom. And I feel as though this Wolf Spirit card is really championing this Death card. This old part of you is now dead, and this new, vibrant, very healthy, inspiring, passionate person is now emerging, because this is representing you here in this reading for you. This has been a beautiful reading, Pisces. So it looks as though you're getting many blessings for your Thanksgiving. I'm going to pull your last 5 cards for your main themes, and your first card is a cat, and it says a two-faced friend. So I don't see that in your reading, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't affect some of you. So just be careful. Here's a pig, beware of greed. And then we have career. So some of you may be starting a new job, starting a new business, something along those lines. And maybe you're thinking of something that hasn't been thought of before. Maybe you are a creator. Then you have a fair woman dealing or relationship with a woman with blonde, gray, or white hair. I'm going to pull another card to see what she's talking about. So this fair woman has a dissatisfaction with life. So I don't know if this is going to be a family member, somebody that you're going to come in contact with who doesn't seem to be very happy at this stage in her life, whoever that may represent for you. And then your final card is a rat, someone working against you behind your back. So again, that would be working with your spiritual protection, right? Put your spiritual protection around you, the white light, the violet light of transmutation, whatever it is. Okay, Pisces, thank you so much for being here. Please like and subscribe. I hope you have an amazing holiday. Thank you so much for being a part of my life. I feel blessed that you are here. And until next time, take very good care of you and have a very happy holiday. Cheers.